At 6 a.m., my phone erupted with a 911 dispatch call. "Sir, you're trespassing on private property. Leave the ranch now." My ranch. The 50-acre sanctuary I bought to save my disabled veteran brother Eddie's life. The only place his PTSD nightmares finally faded. The caller was HOA tyrant Stella Worthington, raging that her son Trevor desperately needed my land for his custody battle, using her 3 grandkids as pawns and demanding the deed by sunrise. What she didn't know, she'd been harassing the county sheriff for months. I'm Tom Bridgewater, county sheriff for 22 years. I bought this ranch 5 years ago because my younger brother Eddie came back from Afghanistan broken. Not just the leg he lost to an IED, but pieces of his soul. The VA couldn't help, but this ranch did. The wide open spaces, the smell of hay, the rhythm of cattle, it brought Eddie back. He started sleeping through the night, his hands stopped shaking. For the first time in 3 years, my little brother smiled. Then Stella Worthington entered our lives like a hurricane in designer heels. She ran the Willowbrook Estates HOA with iron-fisted entitlement, wielding her law degree like a weapon. Her son Trevor, 32, recently divorced, was fighting for custody of 3 kids he'd barely noticed before. Family court gave him 60 days to prove stable housing, so they decided my ranch was exactly what he needed. Never mind, it wasn't for sale. Trouble started with fresh tire tracks cutting through my east pasture fence. I fixed it, thinking teenagers joyriding. Then it happened again, deliberate cuts with wire cutters. I installed trail cameras and caught everything. Trevor on his red Yamaha ATV at 2:17 a.m., revving engines to spook horses, taking photos of my barn. Later, he brought surveying equipment, spending 2 hours marking boundaries on my land like he owned it. Wednesday morning, Stella called 911 claiming I was a squatter threatening her son who needed the land for his children. Deputy Martinez, whom I'd trained, arrived and watched the trail camera footage showing Trevor's midnight trespassing. "So the lady thinks you're squatting on your own property while her son trespasses?" he asked, bewildered. That afternoon, Stella arrived in her silver BMW, wearing a suit that cost more than my mortgage. "I'm prepared to make you a generous offer," she announced. I refused. "Everything has a price, Mr. Bridgewater. Perhaps you don't understand the legal complexities." Tuesday brought court documents, a motion claiming Trevor needed my specific property for his children's welfare, that my refusal was harming 3 innocent kids. Stella had convinced a family court judge that only my 50 acres would satisfy custody requirements. The court-ordered appraiser, Janet Morrison, spent 3 hours evaluating my property. When I showed her the trail camera footage of Trevor's trespassing, her professional expression shifted to alarm. Her report was devastating to Trevor's case, documenting my property's excellent condition and the concerning pattern of unauthorized access suggesting harassment. Saturday brought Stella's legal team in 3 black SUVs, offering $2.5 million for immediate sale. When I refused, Trevor whined, "I got kids who need a home. You're just being selfish." Stella threatened, "We have legal options if you continue being unreasonable." Monday, I came home to find Eddie standing in our destroyed pasture. Heavy equipment had snapped fence posts, cut wires, and severed my irrigation line in 3 places. Trail cameras had been carefully repositioned. This was surgical sabotage. That evening, Trevor appeared offering to help with repairs, fishing for information while pretending concern. "My mom knows people in county government," he suggested. His mask slipped. "Maybe you don't understand how things work. Change is inevitable whether people like it or not." Forensic analysis confirmed professional-grade hydraulic shears had targeted the most expensive repair points. This wasn't random vandalism. Someone with construction experience had planned maximum financial impact. Then Trevor's ex-wife Angela called. "Mr. Bridgewater, that man is lying to everyone," Angela Martinez said. Trevor didn't lose custody due to housing. He lost it because of domestic violence charges, financial fraud, and narcissistic personality disorder. The restraining order prohibits overnight visits. The custody hearing requiring your ranch? Pure fiction. His parental rights were permanently restricted after he threatened me with a baseball bat. Angela revealed this wasn't Trevor's first scheme. In Colorado, he'd tried forcing an elderly rancher off land using identical tactics. He doesn't want your ranch for housing. He's been talking about developing luxury cabins or a wedding venue. He uses his kids as props in real estate schemes. She overnighted documentation, court records from 3 states, police reports, medical records, and text messages between Trevor and his business partner discussing their real plans. 50 acres that close to Austin could generate millions annually. Just need to get the hillbilly off the land first. They had no idea I was the county sheriff. I called civil engineer Bobby Hutchkins to construct an engineered bridge over my irrigation ditch, strong enough for my 400 lb ATV, but designed to collapse under Trevor's 650 lb Yamaha plus his 250 lb bulk. We positioned it exactly where his tire tracks showed his regular crossing point. I contacted Angela for official documentation, reached out to neighboring ranchers as witnesses, and arranged for Deputy Martinez to be on duty Saturday night. By Thursday, everything was ready. Friday afternoon, Stella arrived with her legal team, offering $3.7 million. When I refused, she threatened, "You'll discover exactly how expensive it gets to fight people with unlimited resources. Family court judges don't lick. Men who put pride ahead of children's welfare." They revealed plans for eminent domain petitions, environmental studies, zoning reviews, a coordinated legal assault to drown me in proceedings costing hundreds of thousands to defend. Saturday night at 11:47 p.m., headlights appeared. Through night vision, I watched a side-by-side utility vehicle approach, carrying Trevor and a driver with professional equipment. Hydraulic cutters, trenching tools, electrical sabotage devices. "Hit the irrigation main first, then the electrical feed," Trevor instructed. "Make it look like equipment failure," the driver replied. "Your mom's paying me good money, but this is the last time." I radioed Deputy Martinez, multiple suspects engaged in criminal activity. Requesting backup, Trevor accelerated toward the irrigation crossing. The engineered bridge held until he hit the gas, then physics took over. Support cables snapped, breakaway joints separated, and Trevor's ATV pitched into 8 feet of cold water with a spectacular splash. His scream was pure outrage. "Help! I'm stuck!" As patrol cars surrounded my property, Stella arrived in her BMW, followed by her legal team and a Channel 7 news van. She emerged in designer pajamas, demanding I be arrested for booby-trapping her son. That's when I walked out wearing full sheriff's department uniform. "Mrs. Worthington, I'm Sheriff Tom Bridgewater. Your son is under arrest for criminal trespass, destruction of property, and conspiracy to commit vandalism. You're being charged as accessory for organizing these criminal activities." The silence was deafening. "You're the sheriff?" "Yes, ma'am. Every false 911 call, every harassment campaign, every threat, all directed at a county law enforcement officer. That elevates these to felony charges." Angela Martinez arrived with documentation destroying Trevor's child welfare narrative. News cameras captured everything as Stella's carefully constructed image collapsed in real time. Trevor faced 18 charges. Stella's law license faced suspension for filing fraudulent documents. My civil lawsuit generated $143,000 in damages. The viral news story made Stella the poster child for HOA abuse. The Willowbrook board removed her unanimously. Trevor served 90 days in jail, then disappeared to Florida. Angela successfully terminated his parental rights permanently. 6 months later, Eddie and I established the Bridgewater Ranch Veterans Recovery Program, providing rural therapy for combat veterans with PTSD. We've helped 37 veterans in our first year. Every evening, Eddie and I sit on the porch watching sunset, drinking coffee that tastes like satisfaction, listening to sounds money can't buy, peace, security, and the knowledge that sometimes good people win when they refuse to give up.